G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We're here on the public update preview, taking a look at the brand new changes to these two civilizations. Spawning in on the south, playing as the Rus in the color yellow, we've got Grigorov, who is going to be playing here today for us. Now, of course, we are on the brand new map, Marshlands. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this map may be coming to the ranked pool in the next season, so season 5. So if you haven't already, make sure you get in, jump on, have a look at it, get comfortable with it. Now, of course, he's playing the Rus here. Let's look at this map. What could he utilize here as the Rus? I mean, when it comes to hunt, it looks like there's some pretty decent hunt out here. 3, 5, so 8 down here on the bottom side. He's got a boar pretty close as well. So he's going to be a happy camper early on. In fact, this is a great little TC spot. If he manages to spot this one out, TC just around here, bring that boar up, you're having a good time. But over on the north side, playing in the color teal as the Delhi Sultanate, we have got Sadek Bufalaga. Now, I don't know exactly who these two players are. I gave them a little bit of a search. Now, they are ex-Conk players. So that means that they are Conqueror players. So I'm expecting that we're going to see some pretty good stuff out of them. You can see their knowledge of mechanics is pretty good. Now, the reason why we're not casting players like your Muslims, your Salamis, your Krakadis is because there's been a recent update on the pup. So there's been a whole bunch of changes on the pup. And that obviously just destroys all the previous replays. So it just means that we can't actually go in and see those old replays. So it means that we've got to... I mean, you guys probably would have seen the game that I played yesterday. So I basically did this thing where I looked at my enemy and I saw, okay, who have they lost against? And then I went to that person's profile and I said, okay, who have they lost against? And then I went to that person's profile and I just kept working my way up. And eventually I found Grigor, who is a Conk 2 player. I think he's rated like 1540 or something. I was like, damn, like this guy's popping off. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think we've done pretty well to find him. But anyway, this is going to be the new map, Marshland. Interestingly, neither of the players going to be looking to take advantage of the center of the map. Now, of course, there's only shoreline fish out here, and it's a bit of a gamble when you come out here, just because you don't know how many fish you're actually going to be able to get unless you send that scout out early. Now, it looks to me like if Grigor had come out here and put down a dock, he probably would be able to access almost all of these shoreline fish. Every single one, maybe with the exception of this one here. I think you could probably fit a fishing boat across here because it can be a little bit cumbersome trying to get your fishing boats. So as an example, you can see right here, there is land very clearly blocking off the water. And I think that's probably something the devs might need to address, is just the readability on this map. You know, which water is passable, which water is not passable. Because I'm pretty sure, I know fishing boats can come in here, but I'm pretty sure you can get like hulks and stuff in here. So it'll be a bit of an interesting map, especially for civilizations like the Delhi. It's a very similar sacred site spawn. Interestingly, it's not the same way that hideout spawns. Hideout, you've kind of got that defensive sacred site at the back, which is the side that you spawn to, whereas here it's a bit more open. So I still think that you're probably going to be able to look to challenge 3 sacred sites. But we do now see the Kremlin going to be coming forward for Grigor. So 8 villagers going to be coming forward on to this bad boy right here. Let's have a look in at the hunting cabin. He's actually picking up Wheelbarrow nice and early for him. We're right on board with him. He's got a couple of villas here on the lumber camp, but very significant amount of villagers building up that Kremlin. So I'm not sure exactly what he's got in store for us, but we do see that he spots out this food down to the south. I'd be hoping he looks for a second TC. I guess the one thing to note is you're playing up against the Delhi, and going a second town center against the Delhi, it's kind of crazy. You'd be crazy to do it. The reason why you're crazy to do it against the Delhi, going for a second TC, is because the Delhi are a civilization that comes out of the blocks incredibly quickly. If you allow them to do that, if you allow them to get out onto the map, take those sacred sites, you're going to find yourself in a very difficult position. But we do now see House going to be coming down for Grigor, and he's going to be moving over onto a second lumber camp that's going to be at the front of the base, which will be affected by the Kremlin. Of course, this one at the back, not so affected at the back. Now we can see, we don't exactly know what his bounty is, but I do know that he's gone up to at least tier 2, because you can see he's up to... Wait, why does that keep going up? That was at 30, and now it's at 32 a minute. Actually, I know why it's gone up. So he's just gone from tier 1 up to tier 2 recently, and it is taking its time to come up. So not too bad, 32 gold a minute coming through there. Plenty of vills on wood, so I would be suspecting we're probably going to be seeing some archery range shenanigans coming out from him. And the first of the militia on the way out. Of course, he's looking to levy those, and we're right on board now over on the other side with Sadek, as he begins to drop down the Dome of the Faith. Of course, the landmark that many considered to be dead in the water, making a bit of a comeback recently. Obviously won't be making a comeback in Empire Wars, if anybody's seen that recently. It's you start off with 4, I think it's 4 scholars. It's a lot of scholars. But we do now begin to see he's going into the scholars. So you're going to start producing them. 65 gold a pop, not too bad. And throwing down the lumber camp. Bit of a late lumber camp here. And there's the militia now. 33 seconds remain on those guys, but they're just going to sit here, chill out for a little bit. Upgrades coming through as well for him, and we do see it's going to be picking up survival techniques, going to be looking to pick up his double broad axe shortly, I'm sure. And of course, started off with the mosque. Moving into Sanctity now. 2 minutes to go on that. Geez, 2 minutes to go, not too bad. He's on time this game. So I'm hoping that he looks to play a heavy sacred site approach. But interestingly, we don't see any blacksmith at this stage. We don't see anything really designed, and villagers look like they will be able to take out the last of the militia. We'll get the heals up on these villagers as well. Very nicely done with the heals. But yeah, interestingly, okay, there's the first of the blacksmiths coming out on the back side. Now we'll check in over on the other side how Grigor's doing. He's going for a triple archery range. This was a really common build order back in the day. This is the Guz build. Of course, for anybody who doesn't remember it, the Guz build was basically you go out, you find a boar, you lure it over towards the wood line, throw down a hunting cabin on top of it, 8 vills gathering up your boar, that's your food source, and then you're going to use those vills to also build your 1, 2, 3 archery ranges. From there, you're going to go triple range, spamming out, and then eventually you're going to add in your knights, and then eventually some spears after that, but you want to be pushing with rams, and that was a very strong build, a very, very good build. But we do now see a stable going to be thrown down here for Sadek. Very natural to be going into a stable from this start, just simply because you don't have the Tower of Victory. And the Tower of Victory buffs up your infantry. So you want to be making infantry when you go for the Tower of Victory. Whereas here you're going for the Dome of the Faith. So he's going to be making the brand new Delhi unit. Of course, we're talking about the Ghazi Raider. And I think that's going to be the question. How good is the Ghazi Raider? I suspect he's going to be pretty decent in this matchup. Of course, he's not playing against a civilization like the Chinese who don't have access to armored units in the feudal age. He's playing against the Rus, a civilization that do have access to armored units. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 here. You're getting a counter unit against the archers, and of course you're getting a unit that breaks even, or at least it should break even with the knights. I don't actually know what the numbers are yet for this unit, so we can see it does 12 damage, and then with 2 damage against heavy, which means it's doing 14 damage. But we do now see those scouts together with the Ghazi Raiders going to be coming out looking to meet these early archers, and should be doing pretty well up against them. We can see he's starting to clean them out. He's going to be losing the scout if he doesn't fall back here. He probably wants to try and keep that alive. The scout is important. Triple scout going to be trying to distract against these archers, but now the militia going to be coming out. We'll probably have to fall back away from it. The militia are alive way too long. We can see right there, another 50 seconds, and you don't want to be messing with these bad boys. They do have extra damage against cavalry, but it looks like Sadek is going to commit to it. Very bold move from Sadek. Now able to fall back away from the center of the map. And now the question is, where is that Sanctity? Where is that Sanctity? Sanctity is already in. All right, so this is the moment here where Sadek has got to be moving out onto the map. It's imperative at this point. Something I often talk about when I'm coaching, which if, by the way, you're interested in checking out, if you want to improve, if you want to watch some replay reviews, make sure you check out the Patreon. Now, I always say this, when you want to time your Sanctity to finish just as your scholars are hitting the sacred sites, and you want to be going for all 3 sacred sites. Now, you probably wouldn't be able to contest this one in the middle. But let's say you send a scholar up here, ding, 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 the clock is ticking. Is your enemy going to be able to get a unit in position to deny that scholar? And when you think about it, right, that's bringing you in 150 gold a minute. Your scholars are only costing you 65 gold. That sounds to me like a pretty good deal. Even if they take it away after a minute, you're still going to be making a profit. So always be looking to do that. And of course, you're going to be distracting your enemy. But we now start to see those Ghazis coming out looking to do damage, but only going to be meeting up with the scouts. He's yet to pick up +1 ranged armor. Instead goes into melee attack. We see Bloomery just completing right now, so gives him a little bit more damage and more militia on the way. Damn, how many militia have you got out? This is feeling crazy how many militia he's getting out, but I feel like there's a bit of an overreaction here, going for 6 militia. I would have been much more tempted to go, say, 2 militia. In that position. You're not really up against that big of numbers, but we do now see back towards the base, though. It looks like the sacred sites are going to be taken here for Sadek, so definitely the right call. Moving towards that backside, up towards the top, it looks like he's going to be starting to take out berries as well. He's got the deer carcass nearby. And the militia, we're moving forward. A little bit of a misplay here. The militia are a little bit too far away from their VIPs. Of course, you've always got to protect your VIPs. And great micro coming out from Sadek, realizing he doesn't want to let those militia get any shots off. Another 27 seconds remains on them. And let's ride on board now with Grigor and see how he is playing as he's thrown down double barracks. So obviously realizes, well, my enemy's making a lot of cavalry. I got to deal with this. And goes into the right unit, of course, if he moved into the knight. Often we look at as the knight as this unit that breaks even against enemy cavalry in the feudal age, but we don't know anymore. I mean, that question remains unanswered, at least for the moment. I'd love to see some testing. Maybe I could actually do some testing. I should probably find somebody, reach out to them and say, hey, can we test this unit? I want to check. I want to see how well it does, because you got to remember the knight's pretty expensive, right? Like you're paying 140 food, 100 gold, and compare that over to the Ghazi Raider. So that's 240 resources compared to the Ghazi Raider, and you're paying 140 resources. So it's not quite 2 to 1, but it's pretty close to 2 to 1, right? Like 280 versus 240. And I tell you what, I've got a sneaking suspicion 2 Ghazi Raiders would absolutely destroy a knight. But who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait. We'll have to see. Of course, they do a lot better as well from blacksmith upgrades. That's another thing to note, because you've got 2 units, so they're getting +2 ranged armor. They're getting +2 melee attack. All those good things. Sacred Site now taken, and we do see. Oh my God, Delhi trade. Excuse me, Sadek. Excuse me, sir. You cannot be trading on the Delhi Sultanate. You've got enough gold. Do you know, are the Sacred Sites, is he going to use the Delhi Sultanate gold to trade? If so, that's a big brain move that I don't think I've ever seen before. He's very close to this central Sacred Site, the enemy base. Look how close Grigor is here. I don't think this Sacred Site really has a chance of being captured here. I mean, the unit numbers from Grigor are pretty good. There's no indication he's going to Castle Age as well. So that's another thing to note. Sacred Site just being held off for the moment. He's actually going to fall back from it instead of just canceling. I'm not sure exactly. Grigor, wake up. Grigor, wake up. The enemy is capturing a Sacred Site. I feel like we need a voiceover. Like, the enemy has construct additional pylons. Nah, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I feel like I was doing an advertisement for Globo Gem right then. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I got him. What does he say? I can't remember what he says. He says something like, oh yeah, let me know if you want the shackles at the back. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I got him. All right, Archer numbers starting to build here for Grigor. Of course, on that 3 range, we're going to start seeing that mass continue to build. His upgrades are in. He's only got +1 attack at the moment, but of course, that's going to be able to counter the enemy who's yet to even pick up +1 melee, or sorry, +1 ranged armor. Which is considered probably, in my opinion, the most important upgrade. If ever you're getting upgrades in and you're playing against a big archer comp like this, #1 upgrade, don't even get ranged armor, or don't even get ranged attack yourself first. Get ranged armor, always the most important one. But let's check in now with Grigor. He continues to expand. Look at this, hunting cabins coming down 33 gold a minute, 33 gold, 30 gold a minute, 32 gold a minute. He is actually going, oh my lord, he's going crazy with the hunting cabins. Look at this, he is putting them down everywhere. Grigor, you absolute maniac. I don't think we've ever seen a hunting cabin boom before. He's literally going hunting cabin boom. Look at this. Triple hunting cabins coming in right now. Grigor. I'm incredibly concerned, but also a little bit excited by this. Hunting cabin boom is actually a thing. Okay, all right. Look at the number of units he's got. What's he going to do with the gold, though? I mean, at the moment, he's getting upgrades. That's fine. Is he going to be market trading it? Because if your plan is to stay feudal, which obviously it seems like it is for the moment, well, who knows? He's got 900 food a minute. He could be Castle Age very quickly. But I mean, the numbers here for military is kind of crazy. And this all just comes down to this large wood economy. He's sitting on 900 wood a minute. He's picked up his double broadaxe. He's picked up his wheelbarrow nice and early, and now looking to push off enemy villages away from these berries and hunts. And oh my god, we've been spending most our lives living in the Delhi paradise. I'm sorry. I had to. Look at the berries, dude. Look at the berries. Delhi paradise. There it is. You were wondering, you know, what map is this civil, or what civ is going to be favored on this map? You've got your answer. It's the Delhi Sultanate for sure. I mean, there's little bunches of berries out here, but that is just something else. That is something never before seen. There's so many nice little raid coming through. I don't think Sadek realizes it. Sadek, a little bit busy on the front line. He's managed to take a victory there, but at the same time, losing villages on the back. You can see he's lost 11 villages so far, make it 12. Still yet to realize, Sadek, not now, not like this. Whatever happened to these walls? He put the walls down and then just forgot about them. He was spending too much time listening to Weird Al Yankovic's cousin sing silly songs. Oh, tell you what. All right, well, at least the numbers are building for Sadek. interestingly has not made an attempt at this sacred site. I feel like, you know, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And in this case, not taking a shot at this sacred site, you just miss it, right? Like, it's sitting there. It's ready to be taken. This one in the middle, you tried to make an effort at it. It was decent, but at the end of the day, it's just not going to work. And I think the fact that we couldn't get this wall up really cost Sadek a huge amount in the end. You know, 12 villager loss is massive. But at least he does have the sacred site over in the east, I say, as Grigor starts to take it out. Oh, things not looking good right now for Sadek. We're right on board with Grigor as he begins to continue massing up. Now, there's definitely a window here where Grigor could be looking to go Castle Age. He's got a pretty nice number of units out here. So I would be thinking, if I'm Grigor, the biggest thing I'd be looking for here, neutralize this sacred site. Hopefully you see the army over here. At the same time, you're going to be doing a counter push on this top side once again. We can see those units are moving out. And then that should buy you time to get up to the Castle Age. But he looks very committed. He looks very committed to playing it out in this feudal age. No scholars moving forward. He's got 4 scholars here, 2 scholars. He's actually got some pretty good scholar numbers. He's up to 9 scholars. He could think about moving these bad boys out, and we do see them now moving back. I'm not sure what the thinking is. Sacred site does get taken. He's going to move out a new scholar and says, yeah, well, let's do it. Looks like the walls got cancelled. He said, you know what? We lost all the villages that we were going to be protecting anyway, so we might as well get rid of it. But look at the numbers now coming out from Grigor. He's going into a heavy spear combination, and it looks like that scholar was actually finally going to be making his way across the map, but gets intercepted. He gets intercepted. Grigor spots it out. Big pressure now getting put in on these berries. Berry Paradise, of course. Let's take a look on the other side of the map. I want to see, is Berry Paradise... Is it only for the Delhi? Have we only got a Delhi Berry Paradise? Yeah, that's. I feel like, I don't know if you guys have it in wherever you're from, but in Australia we have this company called Boost Juice, and they make juices, and I feel like that would be one of their things. It would be called the Delhi Berry, the Delhi Berry Mixer, something like that. It's like, oh yeah, we got berries in a juice. The one thing to remember with Boost Juice, it's not healthy. You might think it's healthy. It is not healthy. There's so much sugar in those things. I mean, it's probably better than drinking a milkshake. But, yeah, it's not healthy. I mean, healthy is subjective, though, isn't it? I guess that's the other thing to note. Well, not subjective, but it's like, it's very... it's one of those things where, what does healthy even mean? Because... I mean, if we're going from health star ratings, I've got a 1 health star rating on my cheese. Cheese is hella healthy. All right, well... Speaking less about cheese, less about healthy, and more about the game that's going on right now. We've got spears chasing away archers and cavalry taking out some archers on the backside here. Nice little micro coming through from Sadek, pulling back from the spears. Wrong timing here. All the +1 upgrades are now finally through. But it looks like Sadek, his numbers are starting to fall. Grigor, of course, took out a lot of villages, and we're starting to see that translated into a unit difference here. Behind this, up to 1,400 gold. Grigor is well and truly booming. Managed to take the sacred site in the middle. Not too bad. Sacred site over in the east has been caught as well. Hasn't gone yet, once again, for that west sacred site. Honestly, a little bit late on going for that sacred site. I would have loved to have seen him come out a bit earlier. And it seems like the Ghazi Raiders are really not cutting through the meat at this point in time. So might have to look at sharpening those ones up a bit. Interestingly, Grigor not even playing knights, right? Like, maybe he's just aware. Maybe he's played against the Delhi before, and he says, I've played against the Delhi before. I know how powerful these Ghazi Raiders are. I can't be going knights against them. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's the knight stopper. Maybe you can't even just... The threat is too high, right? Because it's a horseman unit. When you look at it, right? It's got the same movement speed as the horseman. It's got a little bit more attack than a horseman. Cost a tiny little bit more than a horseman. It's a horseman. But it also counters cavalry. So it's like, or at least counters armored units. So it's really an interesting unit. But numbers still pretty small at this point. Sadek should not be pushing out here. He knows that the enemy unit comp is way too big for him to deal with. So he needs to fall back to avoid losing those Ghazi Raiders. And you can see how quickly they get picked off. You're now going to be under pressure as the battering rams move towards that top side. Hopefully he's evacuated, and indeed he has. The trade has begun, though. Watch out, the Delhi trade. I never thought I'd see it. Sacred site in the middle does get neutralized as well. So he's down to 1 sacred site. You could still do a lot with 1 sacred site, but I think my question is, like... Hold on. Have we got the age up through from Grigor? What did he spend his gold on? He had to do market trade. Yeah, he had to do a market trade. Let's have a look and see. Oh my lord, look how expensive food is. He's literally putting... Oh my god, 10 archers in queue, 10 spears in queue. He's going all in on feudal age. Does he... I think he realizes that Sadek is a little bit weak right now, and it looks like we've got a couple of sheep carcasses that were fallen back onto. 15 vills jump inside the town center for the moment. These guys are obviously going to be able to chill out. 2 battering rams, probably not enough for this point in the game, but I tell you what, so many archers here. 46 archers now for Grigor. This Rus strategy is actually pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I like it. The passive gold into the market cell. He's got so many hunting cabins out here as well. Spears moving in underneath the town center. Battering rams looking to take out. Get off my screen. Spears looking to try and protect. Managing to do it. Archers need to be careful. Need to fall back. I think you're going to lose the town center. You got to give it up at this point, but you can't be fighting in this. Delete some buildings. You got to get in there on the front. You can see just how many troubles these Ghazi Raiders are having. They're trying to find any units on the front line, but just completely surrounded. The archers are having an absolute field day on the back line. More Ghazi Raiders going to be thrown in at the same time on the east side. It looks like traders are going to be spoiled over on that little corner. And now Sadak is holding on for dear life. He's on 20 military pop. 20 military pop. That's an interesting number. Where are the rest of the military? Oh, is it the scholars? Oh, the scholars are counting as military pop. And good game gets called. Sadak is going to be tapping out, which kind of makes sense. Well, fellas, I'm curious what you think. How did it look from the perspective of the Rus player? I'd say it looked pretty damn good. I tell you what, there's a hunting cabin boom into mass feudal. Seems pretty good. Anyway, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.